Dana. Congrats on a great event.
Thank you.
Crazy knockouts.
Yeah.
First of all, we'll start with Buckley. Amazing performance by him. Colby obviously suffered the cut, which kind of screwed him up. But give us your thoughts on that fight and how it played out.
Yeah, I was curious to see how it would go if it went 5 rounds, if it went later in the rounds. No doubt that was a bad cut, but that fight doesn't get stopped in Vegas. That fight keeps going in Vegas.
You think it could have gone?
100%.
Okay. What did you make of Buckley's performance? Since moving to welterweight, he's really improved. He's showing himself to be a real contender at that division.
Yeah, listen, you go in and beat Colby Covington, it's a big deal. Love him or hate him, the guy's a dog, fucking tough as nails, took big shots to the body tonight, took big shots to the head that would have knocked a lot of people out. Colby's durable and tough, but, when you get cut, anything can happen.
Do you feel like for Colby then he shouldn't sort of be too hard on himself after this, right? Because the cut, it was bad. You could tell it was bothering him.
It was definitely bothering him. And literally, as soon as the corner would fix it, he's waiting to walk back out and he rips it open again and makes it start bleeding again. So that alone tells you that the cut was bothering him big time.
And overall, what'd you think of Colby? I know the fight was stopped from a cut, but from a performance standpoint until the stoppage, what'd you think of it?
Yeah, listen, Colby's an older guy that fights, every once in a while. He's always durable and he's always tough. Like I just said to him, did you hear the body shots he was getting hit with tonight and the head shots he took? That stuff would have stopped, other guys. Colby's tough. But I also feel like Colby wasn't too pissed that fight got stopped by the cut. The cut was definitely bothering him.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So if you're still here, you likely spent about 2 minutes watching Dana refuse to give any shine to Joaquin Buckley while making all kinds of excuses for Colby Covington about his cut and just about how tough he was, okay? And plus, too, I did my reaction video the other day, and I had somebody come on the channel and say, man, it sounds like you're giving more shine to Colby for losing than you are to Joaquin for winning. And I was like, what? What, me? Nah, no way, man. Sure enough, I'm at the gym today on the treadmill, and I'm like, what, let me listen and see what that guy's talking about. I listened back to my video, and I was like, damn, he's right. I kind of actually did. Like, damn, isn't it refreshing? A guy that doesn't make excuses and admits when he's wrong. I actually did give a little bit more shine to how shocked I was that Colby was able to take all that abuse and keep coming, and less shine to Joaquin Buckley for being the one to beat the shit out of Colby Covington. So I just want to say for the record right now, and I'm not going to spend too much time on it because I've already done my reaction video, Joaquin Buckley completely outclassed and beat the teetotal shit out of Colby Covington the other night. All right? So that's my shine for Joaquin Buckley. All right? Better boxer, better kickboxer. I mean, he hit him to the body 100 times, including to the head. He just destroyed him in every way possible. And as far as the excuse that Dana kept giving as far as the cut on Colby's eye, I mean, who caused the cut? Joaquin caused the cut, and it was a punch that caused the cut. So there really are no excuses. The only thing I can chalk this up to is that Joaquin is a much better MMA fighter than Colby Covington is. But I've known this. I picked Joaquin to win the fight for this reason. Colby Covington for quite a long time has been completely overrated. Okay? And the last really good win that he has is Dos Anjos back in 2018. Beat Robbie Lawler. Unanimous decision, jock-sniffing Robbie Lawler. Beat Tyron Woodley. At that point, Tyron Woodley had already lost 3 fights in a row. Tyron was losing to everyone at that point. And then he beat Jorge Masvidal back in 2022. An aging Jorge Masvidal who has no ability to grapple whatsoever, right? So, Colby Covington, in my opinion, has for a long time been highly overrated, okay? And I think a lot of that is due to his WWE type persona, the sitting on the side talking, that shtick that he made up a while back, and being this right wing, Donald Trump's favorite fighter. He's also in really good with Dana White, which is the reason Dana White didn't want to talk shit about him. All of those things. And it's true. There's certain fighters that, listen, one thing we know about Dana is Dana has his favorites. At MMA Joey did a whole 20-minute video on how Dana White refused to give any shine and props to Joaquin Buckley, all the while talking about how tough, Colby Covington was and how he was able to stay in there after taking a whole beating. Listen, I'm not going to bore you guys with that. We've known this about Dana, okay? I did a video last week about how he ripped a reporter a new asshole for trying to get him to talk junk about Kron Gracie, who is the nephew of Rorion Gracie, who basically started the UFC, and then Royce Gracie, who was the first UFC champion. There's just certain people and fighters Dana's not going to talk shit about. He has his favorites, okay? And there's one thing we do know about Dana. He has a sharp tongue, and he will unleash it on people that he wants to unleash it on. But there's certain people he just won't go there with, okay? Colby Covington is one of those guys, for whatever the reason is, all right? But for me, I want to give Joaquin Buckley his shine for a great performance. He beat the shit out of Colby Covington. I mean, he beat the shit out of him worse than Kamaru Usman ever did, okay? And you have to give him credit for that. And, we can always look and say, well, Colby's 36. He's aging. He kind of took the fight on short notice. All of those things are true. But with that said, Joaquin still won the fight, and he still won it handily. Had that have gone to a 5-round decision, I mean, you're looking at 50-45, possibly 50-44. I mean, there was a 10-8 in there somewhere, okay? So Joaquin looked good. But now I'm probably going to hurt some people's feelings. Joaquin Buckley is ranked number 5, okay? Number 5 in the division. And let's look at some of these people that are ranked behind him. Sean Brady, Gilbert Burns, Jeff Neal. Obviously Ian Gary is ranked behind him as well. Fair enough, Ian Gary hasn't had a huge strength of schedule until he got up against Shavkat, and then obviously he lost that one. So fair enough. But Sean Brady, Gilbert Burns, Jeff Neal, how is Joaquin Buckley ranked ahead of any of these guys? Somebody needs to explain this to me. Listen to who Sean Brady's faced. Gilbert Burns, Kelvin Gastelum, the current champion Bilal Muhammad, Michael Chiesa, Jake Matthews. Okay? Then if you go over here to Gilbert Burns, it's a who's who. Sean Brady, Jack Della Maddalena, Bilal Muhammad, Jorge Masvidal, Neil Magny, Khamzat Chimaev, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, Kamaru Usman. Okay, even though he lost a lot of those fights, I get it. But as far as strength of schedule, it is nowhere close. I just don't think Colby Covington has ever been that great of a fighter. I think he got by on pushing the pace, dragging guys into deep water and tiring them out so he could then have his way with them, his superior wrestling. But overall, as an MMA fighter, I think he's always been overrated, okay? So he's got that win. Joaquin has got that win. Now, who did he fight before that? Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. And you say to me, well, he won that fight. He won that fight. Fair enough. He won the fight. But I went back and watched that fight before I ever made this video because I wanted to be able to look at and have some ammunition about Joaquin as a fighter. He got taken to school for 95% of the total length of time that fight lasted. Okay? I mean, he had moments where he literally was looking silly in there. Head down, slinging, winging overhand rights, only to turn and realize that Thompson's already 4 feet over here. Just slipped out of the pocket. I mean, listen, Wonderboy Thompson is a kickboxing karate specialist. It's nothing to be ashamed of. And to his credit, he landed a Hail Mary right in the third round that hurt Thompson, dropped him, and literally as soon as he dropped down, the ref came in, stopped the fight. Okay? I'm not going to say he got lucky, but I am going to say that he's fortunate to have landed that big shot in the third round, because had he not, he would have lost a unanimous decision to Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Okay? But when we talk about giving all this shine and rub to Joaquin Buckley, I look at his schedule in this welterweight division, and I just can't do that. Colby Covington, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Before that, Ruzabayev. Before that, Vicente Luque. Fair enough. Decent win there over Vicente. Before that, Alex Morono. Come on, guys. Come on. Alex Morono. But yet Gilbert Burns is ranked behind Joaquin Buckley, and he's fought Sean Brady, Jack Della Maddalena, Bilal Muhammad, Jorge Masvidal, Neil Magny, Khamzat Chimaev, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, Kamaru Usman, Tyron Woodley, Damian Maia. I mean, listen to this rundown of names that Gilbert Burns has faced, and several of those he won, right? He's only lost to the very best. And so when I'm looking at this and everybody's, hating, or why are you giving, too worried about Colby Covington being tough and not giving any shine to Joaquin Buckley for winning the fight? Listen, Joaquin won the fight fair and square, okay? Fair play. He looked way better than Colby Covington did, okay? But if we're being honest, a year from now, we're going to look back on this and say, you beat a washed up Colby Covington. We saw how he shit the bed against Leon Edwards. I think people were just elated to see him actually try again and actually give an effort, because he shit the bed so bad in that Leon fight. I mean, he had people wondering if he just had completely checked out or just completely got old and out of his prime overnight. I mean, people were literally thinking these things about Colby Covington, right? And so I think a lot of it, I know for me, was I was just glad and surprised to see him actually get in there, push the pace, get down and dirty, despite the fact that he was getting his ass kicked and he was losing. You could at least see hints of that old Colby Covington that will push the pace and, just drag guys into deep water sort of thing, right? And that's all it was. I mean, Joaquin Buckley was well prepared and he is a better fighter than Colby Covington. Let's get real on that. I also have trouble giving that shine to Joaquin Buckley. Sorry, I do. He's not fought anybody. I mean, Vicente Luque, good fight, and it was a KO win as well. Aside that, Wonderboy Thompson. And Wonderboy Thompson took him to school and exposed Joaquin Buckley in a lot of ways until he was fortunate enough to land that big overhand right in the third round. Okay? After that, Colby Covington. Colby Covington has a big name, but his fighting style, not so big anymore, guys. Dana White has his reasons for not wanting to shine up Joaquin Buckley, and that's because Colby Covington is one of his favorites. They're friends. But I do agree that he should have given some shine to Joaquin Buckley both times that he was actually asked how Joaquin Buckley performed. He completely deflected. I mean, the most he said was, yeah, I mean, anytime you beat somebody like Colby Covington, it's a big deal. I mean, that was the most he said that was related to anything about Joaquin's performance, and that was kind of indirectly related to Joaquin's performance, So as a fight promoter, I think he definitely should have been okay with promoting Joaquin a little more. I'm not a fight promoter. It's okay for me to be biased, but I don't think I am being. I think that Sean Brady beats Joaquin Buckley. I think that Gilbert Burns could possibly beat Joaquin Buckley. I think that Jeff Neal could potentially beat Joaquin Buckley. I do. And, you know, to give Joaquin Buckley a ton of shine for beating Colby Covington, I don't think that's going to age that well, because 2 years from now, I think we're going to look back and realize that Colby Covington has already started to falter quite a lot by the point that Joaquin Buckley got a hold of him. Okay? The timing is pretty good. I'd like to see Joaquin and Ian Gary. I would. I think that'd be a good fight. Joaquin's at 5. Ian Gary's at 6. He's now got that one loss against Shavkat. I'm not really understanding how we're supposed to give Joaquin Buckley all this shine for beating and aging Colby Covington that stepped in at the last minute. If there's a win that happens that puts Joaquin on the map for being one of the top contenders, you know, the top 5 in the welterweight division, I don't feel like it's a win over Colby. I just don't. I think saying that we should elevate Joaquin Buckley's name that much after a win over Colby Covington is actually giving Colby Covington way more shine than we should, right? That's like saying he beat Colby and Colby's the man. No, he's not. No, he's not. He's not, guys. He's not. I mean, lost to Joaquin Buckley. Lost to Leon Edwards. Really shit the bed on that one. He beat an aging Jorge Masvidal who can't grapple. Before that, lost to Kamaru Usman. Before that, beat Tyron Woodley. Tyron Woodley was a dead body at that point and was losing to everyone. Right? Let's see Ian Gary versus Joaquin Buckley next. That's the fight to make. I think that let's make that one. And listen, if Joaquin Buckley goes in there and he can get a win over someone like Ian Gary, then to me that puts him on the map. Okay, this win over Colby Covington does not put him on the map, despite the fact that they've given him a number 5 ranking. It doesn't put him on the map, not in my opinion. But that's all I got. Appreciate you guys joining me. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. Okay. All right, I'll see you on the next one. All right, peace.